everyone! Now for science today, we're going to be learning about animal classifications. That just means that we're going to be sorting animals into different groups. Now, there are 5 different ways that we can class animals. The first way is by grouping them into mammals. Now, you might be wondering, how can we tell if an animal is a mammal? Well, they give birth to live young. That means that they're already alive and breathing when they come out of the mammal's tummy. They have hair or fur. And mammal mothers feed their children with their own milk. They are warm-blooded. And those are the main characteristics of mammals. Now, the next one is reptiles. How can we tell if an animal is a reptile? Well, they have scales, not fur like mammals do. They have very dry skin. They usually lay eggs. And they are cold-blooded. The next one is birds. How do you think we can tell if an animal is a bird? They have feathers and wings. They lay eggs as well. They are warm-blooded. Now, you might think, oh, does that mean birds and snakes are similar because they both lay eggs? But actually, mammals are the only ones out of all the different groups that don't lay eggs. Imagine if you came out of an egg. Now, next is amphibians. You might be wondering, how do we know if an animal is an amphibian? Now, amphibians live on land and water. They are cold-blooded, like reptiles are, and they lay eggs. This type of egg looks like frog spawn. They have moist skin and webbed feet. That makes it easier for them to swim. The next one is fish. How do we know if an animal is a fish? Now, fish can breathe underwater using something called gills. Now, mammals have lungs, but fish have gills. It's what they use to breathe. Water flows in through their mouth, and the fish gills help the water to flow over the gills and then out again. They have scales and fins, and they lay eggs too. And they are cold-blooded. What types of animals are these? You think you know? That's right, they are mammals. They all have fur and they're all warm-blooded. Now this one isn't It's got scales and it looks like some sort of lizard, doesn't it? Do you think you know what kind of group it might go in? It's a reptile. What about this one? Where do you think a frog might go in? Have a look at its feet. What makes it different from other animals? It's got webbed feet, so it must be an amphibian. Now we've got penguins here. Do they have scales? No. Do they have fur? No, it looks a bit like fur, but it's not fur. Do they have wings? They do. So they've got wings and they've got feathers. So they must be birds. What animal is this? It's a fox. What kind of group do you think a fox would go into? Well done, it's a mammal. Now remember, humans are animals too. So think about what group a human might go into. Now, do you think we would go into the birds group? Do we have wings and feathers? Can we fly? Do we have a beak? No, we can't be a bird. Do we have gills? Can we breathe underwater? No, so we can't be a fish. Do we have hair on our bodies? Yeah. Do we give birth to live young? Yes, we do. We don't lay eggs, do we? Are we warm-blooded or cold-blooded? We're warm-blooded, aren't we? So that must mean we are a mammal. Okay, what about this one? This one's quite easy, isn't it? It's a fish. In particular, it's a clownfish, and it belongs to the fish category. Okay, this one is a snake, isn't it? Now, are snakes warm-blooded or cold-blooded? They are cold-blooded. Do they swim underwater? Do they breathe underwater like fish? No. They have scales like fish, but they don't breathe underwater. They are reptiles. Dolphins. Now, I think that you might initially believe it to be a fish because it swims underwater and that's where it lives. But in fact, dolphins have a little spout on the top of their head and they blow air through it. So when they come up to the surface of the water, they can breathe out because they don't have gills. They are mammals. What do you think this one is? It's got a beak. It's got feathers and wings. It's a bird. Belongs to the birds category. A chimpanzee. Now, doesn't have scales. It looks like a mammal to me because it's got fur and hair. Oh dear, that's a bit scary. What do you think this one might be? Do you think it's a reptile? What about an amphibian? Now, if you look carefully at the side of the shark, you can see its gills. So if it has gills, that must mean it belongs in the fish category. And that is the end of our lesson today. Now, I want you to fill out a worksheet and put the animals into the right groups. Have a look at the picture and decide whether it's a fish, a bird, an amphibian, a mammal, an insect, or a reptile. Okay? All you need to do is move the pictures into the correct box. Okay, I'm really looking forward to see what you come up with. Bye!